Fifth, in the misty highlands of Thailand, where ancient mountains touch the sky, lived a young monk's apprentice named Tao. His days were spent in quiet contemplation and service, learning the ways of peace and compassion from his master. One morning, while gathering herbs on a high, rocky trail, Tao noticed a glimmer of pure white from a crevice between two large stones. He clambered closer, his heart thumping with curiosity. There, defying all odds, a single, perfect lotus bloomed, its petals glowing with a soft, ethereal light. It grew not in water, but from the unyielding rock, a symbol of impossible beauty and resilience. Tao knew he had found something sacred, viz. the lotus every day, its presence a quiet comfort, a secret joy shared only with the wind and the sun. Months passed, and the monsoon rains, which usually bless the land, failed to arrive. The streams that fed the village below dwindled to a trickle, and the once-lush rice paddies cracked under the relentless sun. A shadow of worry fell over the villagers. Their wells ran low, and the water that remained grew murky and stagnant. Sickness began to whisper through the homes. Tao saw the suffering etched on the faces of his people, and his heart ached. He thought of the radiant lotus, a beacon of purity high on the mountain. An idea, bold and filled with devotion, took root in his mind. He would bring the lotus to his people. With great reverence, Tao carefully freed the lotus from its rocky home, its roots clinging to the stone. The moment it was lifted, the flower seemed to pulse with an even brighter light. Holding it gently in his hands, he began the long, careful descent. With every step he took, a single, luminous petal detached from the flower and drifted down, dissolving into a spark of light before it touched the ground. Tao's heart tightened with each loss, fearing the flower would be gone before he reached the village. Yet, he held on to his faith, his steps guided by a singular purpose, to bring this symbol of hope to those who had none. As he walked, a miracle unfolded. Where each petal had vanished, a spring of clear fresh water bubbled up from the dry earth. The springs trickled and joined, forming a small stream that followed Tao down the mountainside. The path was arduous, and by the time he reached the outskirts of the village, only the very heart of the lotus remained. But behind him, a lively, babbling brook flowed, its water sparkling with the same purity as the lotus petals. The villagers, hearing the sound of running water, came out of their homes, their eyes wide with disbelief and wonder. Tao walked to the village well, the very center of their community, and placed the last, glowing core of the lotus into the murky water. Brilliant, warm light radiated outwards, and the water instantly cleared, becoming as pure and sweet as the mountain springs. The new stream Tao had led down the mountain flowed into the parched irrigation channels, reviving the fields. Joy and relief washed over the village like a healing rain. They saw that it was not just a flower Tao had brought, but the fruit of his unwavering devotion. His single act of faith, born from a small discovery on a high mountain, had been enough to save them all. A timeless lesson that even the smallest gesture of compassion can illuminate and nourish countless lives.